Namaste. Our ancient Siddhas have given us so much knowledge to lead a much better life. But as all of us know, most of the knowledge is there. Many of us are aware of it but do not make use of it. Many are not even aware of it. The simple thing is, how does energy work with us? We are all living amidst the universal energy, the cosmic energy, we can give it any name. And that energy is the one which keeps influencing us all the time. But at the same time, every individual has his own energy field, and that energy field determines how he thinks, how he behaves, and what is happening to him in his life. So sometimes I come across people with a lot of problems in their mind. Generally, I see such people, and the counseling that I do is not just the normal counseling. I call it spiritual counseling, because I combine psychology and a little bit of the science, the ancient knowledge that our Siddhas have given us, and together it really works miracles. So sometimes when a person comes with problems like depression, sometime back I did meet a young man. He had completed his studies, he was holding a very good job, but he was totally under stress. There was a lot of anxiety on his face. He was very restless. He couldn't sit still and talk to me, and he was looking so down, everything together. And when he started speaking, he said, I really don't know what to do. There's so much happening in my life, I'm not able to handle anything, and I just feel like giving up. So that is what was more important, that feeling of giving up. You should not feel at all. Anybody for that matter, no matter what happens in life, you should be able to at least think that I must get over this and I must move on in life. But when a person comes to that point that I do not even want to think about this, I do not want to do something about this situation, I'm not sure I can change it, but I just want to give up. And some people even go to the extent of saying, I would like to commit suicide. When does a person go towards suicide? It always happens when a person is depressed, of course, and when a person feels that whatever is happening in life he is not able to handle, or he does not even want to handle, he just wants to leave everything and go. That is when a person thinks about suicide. And when there is a suicide tendency in a person and they start talking about suicide, no matter how much you lecture to them, how much you explain to them that life is not like that, you can definitely come out of this, life is meant to be lived, all that we can explain. But any amount of talking doesn't really help them. Maybe it lifts them up to some extent temporarily. That is when I use this ancient wisdom that we have, particularly about chakras. Chakras are energy bodies, and we call them the power centers, the energy centers. And the name chakra, we can proudly say it is from India. It was given by our ancient Siddhas, because these are also known as wheels of energy. They are energy bodies attached to our physical body, but they keep moving, they keep rotating clockwise, anti-clockwise, and that is why the name chakra, because in the Indian languages, chakra means something that rotates. It actually means a wheel. So these wheels of energy, or these power centers as we also call them, they are the ones that keep absorbing energy from the external world, and they pass it on to us, to the physical body and also to the mind. So if a person's chakras are fully open and full of energy, blooming like a flower, then the person feels very happy, he feels very positive, he feels on top of the world, and no matter what happens in life, he says, I will manage it, I will somehow get over it, I will somehow keep moving. So the chakras need to be good and big and open, and particularly if you look at it, every chakra governs certain organs, certain systems in our physical body. But apart from that, every chakra also governs certain parts of our mind, the way in which we think. And that way, when talking about suicide, the Muladhara chakra, the lowest one, the major chakra, see there are 720 chakras in our body, that is the theory. But 7 of them are the major chakras which we always talk about, the main chakras. Among them, the Mooladhara chakra is the one where we start. It is the lowest one, located just behind the body at the end of the spinal cord. It's called the Mooladhara. In English, it is also called the root chakra or the basic chakra. And Mooladhara means the base. This is the chakra which gives a human being that survival instinct that I should live well, I should succeed, I should do well. And when you get up in the morning, you think, okay, I must finish this, I must finish that, I must do this, I must do that. Today I have to complete this work, today I have to go here. All that comes only when the Mooladhara chakra is good and active. But when the Mooladhara chakra becomes a little smaller, it shrinks. And why do the chakras shrink? When there is less energy, or when there is a lot of negative energy, then the chakra is unable to rotate and it becomes smaller also. It loses energy, doesn't have much energy. When the Mooladhara chakra is small, when it is shrunk, then this survival instinct that I should somehow live, I should somehow succeed, and that a little bit of aggressiveness that we need, which keeps us going in our day-to-day life also, that becomes less. And that is when a person starts thinking about suicide. When the chakra becomes very small, then that willingness to live is also not there. That feeling that I must somehow live, even that disappears. That is when a person starts thinking about suicide. So when I counsel somebody for suicidal tendency, then I talk to them for a little while. This is when I was doing direct counseling also. Nowadays, even in the online counseling, I talk to them for a little while only, just to give them a little bit of advice and a little bit of direction in life. But I mainly give them a healing where I cleanse and energize the Mooladhara chakra. And believe me, once that is done, once the Mooladhara opens up, there may be a lot of blockages in it, because energy enters only through our chakras. And always when energy enters from the external world, there is positive energy and there is negative energy also. So this negative energy, most of the time the chakras are able to throw it out because they keep rotating. Sometimes the negative energy is more, and then it gets stuck in the chakra, and the chakra becomes slower and slower and slower. It's unable to move, and that is when you may have, the chakra impacts us physically. Certain physical problems may start, and also mentally, where depression may start, a low level of energy may be there, and not being able to function normally, not wanting to get up from the bed, not feeling like doing anything, and ultimately it leads into depression, stress, anxiety, and then finally suicidal tendency. So the Mooladhara chakra is the most important chakra which keeps us going, which keeps us moving on in life, and that chakra has to be maintained as a very blooming, like a blooming flower. Not only the Mooladhara, all the chakras, if they are cleansed and energized on a daily basis or at least regularly, then the person feels very good. And this is what I teach in my chakra meditation, the theory about chakras, which chakra governs what in our body and which chakra governs what aspects of our mind. It's very, very interesting. The creativity of a person is governed by both the Swadhisthana and the Vishuddhi. So when you understand all this and you start applying this knowledge to your day-to-day life, then the whole thing changes. Life becomes totally different, because you know how you can handle these things, you know how you can create good changes. In fact, you can cleanse and energize your chakras with meditation very easily. Our chakra meditation, in fact, it makes all the chakras shine so brightly that after you complete chakra meditation, a person looks so bright. Yes, once the chakras are bright and blooming, the person's energy level becomes more and the person looks very bright. And many times in our direct classes I have seen, when we do the chakra meditation, we cleanse and energize every chakra, all the major chakras. The energy level becomes so big that finally when I say open your eyes, many people will not even open their eyes. They will simply say, they will just be like that with closed eyes. And finally when they open their eyes, they will say, Amma, I did not even feel like coming out. And when I ask them, how are you feeling now after the meditation? Many will say, I am feeling very happy and without any reason. That is the most important thing. When all the chakras are clean, you feel happy, and that is the natural state of mind. You feel comfortable and happy. There's no restlessness, there is no frustration, there is no anger, there is no fear, there is no depression, there is no anxiety. Everything goes out once you cleanse the chakras. So that is what we do in our chakra meditation class. And the theory is a very long theory. I can't explain everything here, but about each chakra you will learn the physical aspect it governs and the mental aspects also, and how you can cleanse and energize your chakras very easily by listening to the meditation. That is the best part of it. You listen to a 20 minutes meditation and all your chakras are shining. Now another very important part of this whole knowledge is you can cleanse and energize not only your chakras, you can also cleanse and energize the chakras of another person. Because there may be a family member, there may be a friend or somebody whom you would like to heal. Of course, we have a lot of healing techniques, but cleansing and energizing the chakras of a person gives an overall healing. And if there is some particular aspect you would like to cleanse and energize, you can concentrate and focus more on that particular chakra. So the knowledge about chakras and the knowledge about how you can easily cleanse and energize them is something that goes a long way to preserve health and mainly to preserve the energy level of a person. So whenever you can, attend our chakra meditation class, learn all this for yourself and for your own near and dear ones, and put it into practice. Keep your chakras always cleansed, energized and shining and blooming like a huge flower. Every chakra can bloom like a flower. In fact, that's how they are, that's how they look. So when chakras are shining and blooming, a person is at the top of his energy level and he can handle anything in life, and that is how you should live.